Hello everybody, Autarky Homestead here. Today is not going to be a very long video. I just want to show off my cast iron that I use on my wood cook stove here. I want to show a little bit on how I like to clean my cast iron and what I've done to season my cast iron, because I don't buy brand new ones. I've bought all mine at yard sales or thrift stores, so I like to season them when I get them. So before we get into this video, don't forget to like it, and I see this channel's growing pretty good, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's grow it even further. Thank you, everyone. So what I like to do is simply just use butter. Butter has worked wonders for me on seasoning cast iron. If some of my cast iron dries up or gets dirty, I will just take some butter and I will go ahead and put some in the pan, and I will let it melt down. As you can see, this cast iron has gotten a little dry, and I'm melting butter into it right now. Doesn't take long for this cast iron to heat up on this stove. What I like to do is just simply get a paper towel, something that's not too rough on the cast iron. Since this is my cleanest one, this one's going to be used for my melting the butter. Got a nice coating all along the bottom there. So I'll just set this one off to the side and bring this one over. This one I don't use much. It has been on my wall over there for quite some time. Collected a little dust. The backside looks fine. This is a number 5, 8 1/8 cast iron, made in the USA, of course. I will take my paper towel. I will dab the ends of it so that it's coated. And then I will just wipe around, coating the cast iron with butter. You should get some brown. That's pretty normal for seasoned cast iron. I'll do a light coating on the backside. I like how the cast iron looks like when it gets a little shined up. She's all nice and shiny now. So I'll set that one aside for now. And I'll move on to my next one. I'll get a new paper towel, because after a little while of scrubbing too much with a paper towel, it starts to deteriorate a little bit. So I got my fresh one here. This cast iron here is a Wagner Ware Sydney, there's a serial number or something, a 1058Y. I think this is a 10.5 inch. This one's not too dirty. It's just got some spots in here that needs to get touched up. So I'll go ahead and hit the butter again on the paper towel. You can see it's nicely coated there. I'll clean this one up. Get a nice coating, wipe it down. Fold the paper towel a little bit so it's a little drier to start wiping some of that butter off. Wipe down a little bit of the backside here. Gives you a nice shiny coating there. Well, let's get to this one. This has a number 8 right there. This is probably one of my dirtiest ones right now because I never use this one. This one is also a Wagner Ware Sydney. 1088H. 1088H. So I believe this is probably another 10.5. Boy, that one's dirty. It happens. You got a wood cook stove, you're going to have some really dusty conditions. Get myself another paper towel. We'll get this one really soaking. This one's I don't know if it's pitted or if it's just a little more coarse of a cast. But it definitely has a lot more texture to it. Boy, they look good once you butter them up. I got one more over here. I'm going to swing by and grab it. This one is clean. I'm going to butter it down anyways. This one is a 10.5-inch skillet. I do not see any other markings on it, so I don't know what the manufacturer of this one is. But I'll go ahead and wipe this one down. The backside's a little dirty, so I'll go ahead and clean that one down. No, I cannot identify any other markings other than 10.5-inch skillet. Well, that's a bummer. Could be something new. I don't think this one's old. Not as old as these ones. So, since this one was dry, I would like to re-season this one. So I'm going to leave the butter fairly thick in this one. This one here is the one I found in the woods. I don't know how good the camera can focus on it or in what lighting, but you can see the enormous amount of pitting that it has from it being rusty. This one took a while to season just because in the poor condition it was in. This one says 7B on the back side of it. I can't really recognize any other markings. Just wipe it down to see if anything shows up a little better. I do not see any other markings in this one. So what I'll do to season this is that I'll put it in the oven here. I won't have the fire too warm. I usually will crank it down, kind of choke out the fire a bit. There's a temperature gauge at the front of this stove. It typically rides around the 300-degree mark overnight when it's just sitting choked out. What I'll do is I'll take this and I'll put it in the oven and I'll just leave it in there overnight. Since it's kind of early in the day, it's only 6 o'clock right now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in the oven, and then a few hours from now I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to coat it again with some more butter. All of these cast irons that you see here, I have used that method of just baking butter on it. I've had really good luck of stuff not sticking to the pans. The butter puts a really nice dark coating on it. It's like a gloss almost. The food tastes well on it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the oven. We'll leave that in for a few hours. And the butter will get even a little smoky flavor, wood smoke flavor on it. So everything you cook is going to taste really good on this cast iron. So let's check back in a couple hours and we'll bring you back at that time. Alright. So the one skillet has been in the oven for now. So I'm going to bring it out, wipe it down, and then stick it back in. The butter starts getting a little tacky, which is what you want to see. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a little wipe down. Don't want to be touching it, it's been in the oven, so she's hot. Give her another wipe down. Just to wipe off any excess that might be on there. She's already looking pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and leave her in the oven for a little while longer. If it was really bad, I'd definitely be leaving it in there all night. So, there you have it. There's my cast iron collection. The one that's in the oven. And I almost forgot to show you my Dutch oven. This one here says number 8 DO, which I believe is Dutch oven, made in the USA. There's no other markings. 2 more skillets, 8.5-inch skillet, and this is my little baby one. Maybe this is like my 1 or 2 egg cooker. This is a 6.5-inch skillet, and it says Taiwan with the letter M. Oh, sorry, letter N as in Nancy there. This is my biggest, deepest pan style one. Let me bring you over a little closer. So after sticking that one back in the oven, these ones are already buttered, of course. I'm going to go ahead and leave them on the stove to heat up. We'll let that butter kind of soak in there and absorb some of that heat, and hopefully it'll pull some of that yummy goodness that butter has into the pans. So that's how I like to clean my cast iron. Whether it gets dusty or gets dried out from a few uses, I will sometimes go ahead and throw it in the oven to re-season it, just to make sure that it's got that nice protective coating on it. It seems to really have the food slide right off that way. I almost forgot this one too. This is my little clothes ironing cast iron. I've actually used that a couple times to get the old wrinkles out of the shirts. So there you have it. That's my cast iron. I hope you liked today's video. It's pretty simple. A little butter, a little bit of thyme, and a little bit of elbow grease. And it's worked well for me. So I hope you liked today's video. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. And we'll see you on the next video, alright?